I know firsthand that it's very difficult for someone to get their start as an entrepreneur, that there's no support, that there's not much of an ecosystem or a community for many people, particularly when they're young. And so with Venture for America, we provided that network, that support, that community, and given people really their first steps to walk this path. Because one of the things I've seen is that after you start getting used to making a difference in the world as an entrepreneur, then it just builds on itself and it compounds over time. So I started my first company when I was 25. I left a law firm to co-found this .com that completely flopped when the .com bubble burst. We went bankrupt. I owed $100K in law school debt and things were really, really rough. I remember lying on my floor looking up at the ceiling, wondering what had happened. My parents were concerned about me and were embarrassed and would tell their friends I was still a lawyer, even though at that point I really wasn't. And the way I got better was that I worked with people that I could learn from and develop alongside. I started first grade at 5, which meant I was smaller, skinnier, and had a higher voice than most of my peers for much of my childhood through middle school. And it was very, very tough. I felt very self-conscious a lot of the time. I remember one time we had bring in food from home day for like international culture. I brought in fried rice and the kids just freaked out. They were like, "You have fried rice at home? Do you have this every day?" And they called me the luckiest kid in the world. And I was like, you know, like instead of beaming about this, I was also quite self-conscious. In terms of advice to how to deal with it, so in my case, I tried to become as American as possible, which meant I tried playing sports and being tough and like doing things that really were very, very unnatural for me. And those things didn't work out a lot of the time. Like, it's not like I was really successful at it. But I think the great thing about it is that by doing things that push you or that are hard for you, you end up growing as a result. We are going through the greatest technological and economic shift in human history, and it's going to be really disastrous for many, many American workers. The top 5 job categories in the United States are administrative and clerical work, including call centers, sales and retail, 10% of workers are in sales and retail, food service and food prep, truck driving and transportation, and manufacturing. And you can easily see that all 5 of these job categories are going to shrink a lot in the next 5-10 years. And so the question is, what can we do? Now, the thing that most people will say we're going to do is we're going to train Americans for the jobs of the future. But when you look at the data, you see that that's not going to be possible. We need to start thinking of people not as just economic inputs in a race against the machines, a race we cannot win. We need to start valuing people intrinsically and give them a chance to build the sorts of businesses and lives and careers that they want for themselves, as opposed to hoping that that the market is going to end up valuing humans as it has historically, because it will not.